The tomato, is it a vegetable or fruit? In the world of food, few debates have sparked as much curiosity and confusion as the age-old question, is the tomato a vegetable or a fruit? This humble, vibrant red food has been at the center of a surprising controversy, one that straddles the line between science, law, and culture. But beyond the semantics, the story of the tomato, its origins, its journey across continents, and its rise to culinary fame has shaped the way we think about our food. This is the tale of the tomato, a food that has defied definition and captured the hearts and kitchens of people around the world. Our story begins in the Americas, thousands of years before the tomato would ever become a culinary staple. Indigenous peoples of Central and South America were the first to cultivate the tomato, a small, wild plant that bore fruit no larger than a cherry. The ancient Aztecs, in particular, were known to grow and enjoy tomatoes, incorporating them into their diets and even giving them their name, tomatl. The fruit was highly valued not just for its flavor, but for its versatility, as it could be eaten raw, cooked, or used in sauces. In the early 16th century, Spanish explorers, captivated by the riches of the New World, brought the tomato back to Europe, along with other exotic crops such as corn, potatoes, and peppers. It was here that the tomato first encountered skepticism. In much of Europe, particularly in Italy and Spain, it was initially thought to be an ornamental plant, admired for its bright, glossy fruit but feared for its potential toxicity. As part of the Solanaceae family, or nightshades, the tomato was related to plants like deadly nightshade and mandrake, both known for their poisonous properties. It would take time before Europeans began to trust the tomato as something to be eaten. By the 18th century, however, the tide had begun to turn. In Italy, the tomato found a welcome home, particularly in the southern regions where it thrived in the Mediterranean climate. Here, it was embraced with open arms and quickly integrated into the local cuisine. The tomato transformed dishes like pasta, sauces, and soups, evolving into a cornerstone of Italian food. In Spain, too, the tomato became an essential ingredient, finding its way into dishes like gazpacho and sofrito. The tomato had begun its global ascent, but it was still unclear, was this luscious red fruit a vegetable or a fruit? The confusion surrounding the tomato's classification lies in a fundamental difference between botanical science and culinary practice. Botanically speaking, a fruit is defined as the mature ovary of a flowering plant, usually containing seeds. By this definition, the tomato is unquestionably a fruit, as it develops from the flower of the tomato plant and contains seeds. In this sense, it shares the same category as cucumbers, pumpkins, and bell peppers, all of which are technically fruits by botanical standards. But in the kitchen, the story is different. In the culinary world, fruits are typically sweet and used in desserts, snacks, or beverages, while vegetables are savory and form the basis of main dishes, sides, and soups. By this culinary logic, the tomato's flavor profile and its use in savory dishes, think pizza, pasta, salads, and sauces, have led many to consider it a vegetable. It's this disconnect between the scientific and culinary worlds that has fueled the debate for centuries. But while the fruit or vegetable question was a matter of casual debate for most, in the United States in the late 19th century, it took on a legal dimension. In 1883, the US Congress passed a tariff law that imposed taxes on imported vegetables, but not fruits. This may have seemed like a simple tax regulation, but it soon led to a court case that would forever enshrine the tomato in American legal history. The case of Nix versus Hedden, decided by the US Supreme Court in 1893, arose when John Nix, a tomato importer, challenged the government's classification of tomatoes as vegetables, which made them subject to tariffs. Nix argued that tomatoes were botanically fruits and should therefore be exempt from the vegetable tax. The case, though it sounds trivial today, was significant at the time because it involved financial stakes for tomato importers and the government. In a decision that has become infamous, the Supreme Court ruled that while tomatoes may be fruits in the botanical sense, they were considered vegetables in the ordinary meaning of the word, how they were used in everyday meals. In his opinion, Justice Horace Gray wrote that in the common language of the people, whether sellers or consumers of provisions, all these are vegetables, usually served at dinner in, with, or after the soup, fish, or meats. And so, the tomato, at least in the eyes of the law, became a vegetable. This legal ruling did little to settle the debate for good, however. In fact, the question of whether the tomato is a fruit or a vegetable continues to be a source of confusion and fascination today. But regardless of its classification, there is no denying the tomato's immense impact on global cuisine. From Mexico's salsa roja to India's tomato-based curries, from Italy's marinara sauce to the American ketchup, the tomato has transcended its ambiguous identity to become one of the most beloved and versatile foods in the world. In modern times, the tomato has become a symbol of culinary creativity and innovation. Chefs and home cooks alike experiment with heirloom varieties, sauces, and even desserts that incorporate this seemingly simple fruit or vegetable, depending on whom you ask. Its popularity has also spawned a global industry, with tomatoes being one of the most widely grown crops in the world, and their use in countless dishes has cemented their place in kitchens across every continent. For the foodies and historians alike, the tomato remains a fascinating example of how food shapes and is shaped by culture, science, and society. Whether we call it a fruit or a vegetable, the tomato's journey from the fields of ancient Mesoamerica to the markets of modern cities is a testament to the power of food to connect us all. Its role in cuisine has bridged continents, fueled court cases, and inspired endless debate, yet in the end, the tomato remains an essential ingredient in the story of human food history. So, the next time you bite into a juicy tomato, consider its incredible journey. Whether nestled in a salad, simmered in a sauce, or sliced onto a sandwich, this versatile food continues to challenge our assumptions and defy easy categorization. Fruit or vegetable, the tomato is a food that nourishes not just our bodies, but our imagination, our curiosity, and our collective culinary heritage.